You're 23 years old. You have a PhD in mathematics or physics. You've never worked a single day in finance. And yet, the highest-paying firms in the world are competing for you. Not because you understand markets, because you understand proofs. This is the story of how a pure academic becomes a portfolio manager at a top systematic hedge fund, and why even the best researchers eventually realize they were never in the real race. Let's go level by level. Level 1, the PhD student. You're in a 5 to 6 year program at MIT, Princeton, Stanford, or Caltech. Your stipend is $48,000 to $65,000 a year. Tuition is covered. You live modestly, one roommate, careful budgeting. Your only job is to prove things that no one has proven before. You teach undergrad calculus to keep your funding. Your real work happens at the edge of two fields that don't yet speak the same language. That boundary is your thesis. By year 4, you're presenting at a conference in Boston. After your talk, a man in a suit hands you a card with just a name and email. He mentions your paper on high-dimensional Markov chains and says it was interesting. He uses the word the way people use it when they mean something they're not ready to say out loud. You email him that night. 2 weeks later, the first call comes. Level 2, junior quant researcher. There were 6 more calls. Then 2 full days of brutal interviews. Probability problems, unfamiliar derivations, and questions designed to watch how you think when you don't know the answer. The offer arrives from one of the big systematic funds. First-year compensation, $420,000, $180,000 base plus $80,000 signing plus $160,000 guaranteed bonus. You're 27. The office is quiet, dual monitors, notebooks, almost no talking. Your job is to find signals, statistical patterns in data that predict price movements with an edge that survives costs and doesn't disappear quickly. Your first signal takes 3 weeks. The portfolio manager reads the 1-page summary in 4 minutes and says one word, pass, no explanation. Your second signal gets a better response. Interesting, it actually goes live. You never learn how much money it makes. Asking would show you still don't understand how this place works. At the end of year 2, someone casually mentions at lunch that a signal written by a researcher 4 years ago has generated $340 million in alpha. That researcher left after 2 years and is now back at a university writing papers. You don't sleep well that night. Level 3, research scientist. You're 30, compensation, $780,000. You now own an entire strategy, 31 signals across 44 instruments, unified under one risk model. Some of those signals were started by people who already left. The hardest part isn't finding signals anymore. It's knowing their real capacity. One of your best signals can only handle $200 million before it starts moving the market and eating its own edge. You spend 4 months building something that has a hard ceiling. You present it honestly. The PM nods. You go back and start over. A recruiter calls with a portfolio manager role at a multi-manager fund. You ask how much capital you'd get to run. He says, it depends what you bring. You don't call him back for 3 weeks. When you do, you tell him you're not ready yet. Level 4, senior researcher. You're 33. Compensation, $1.4 million. Your signals run inside 14 different strategies. You understand the entire system, which signals are fragile, which are robust, and how they interact through the risk model. You finally understand something important. The real alpha isn't in the individual signals. It's in how they're combined, the portfolio construction layer. The part that decides how much risk to take across different regimes is the hardest thing to copy. That's why the firm protects it so aggressively. A portfolio manager walks to your desk and offers you your own book. 10% of the profits you generate. You spend a week stress testing the risk framework you would run. On day 7, you say yes. Level 5, portfolio manager. You're 36. You run $800 million. Base salary $200,000. You keep 10% of the profits your book generates. In a good year, your book returns 16%. That's $128 million in P&L. Your cut, $12.8 million. You're right 52% of the time. That makes you exceptional in this industry. The other 48% keeps you honest. One day at a conference, a researcher who left a legendary firm years ago mentions a number during a panel: 66% average annual gross returns since 1988, 36 years with 0 losing years. The room doesn't react. Everyone already knows the number. It's treated like a physical constant. That fund is the Medallion Fund at Renaissance Technologies. It hasn't taken outside capital since 1993. The researchers inside it are all invested in the same fund. Their incentives are perfectly aligned with improving the model, because the model outlasts any individual. You realize something that night on the flight home. You were never competing with them. The race ended before you even understood what winning would require. The terminal is open. The positions are updating. The machine you built is real. The results are real, but it is not and has never been the best machine. You go back to work. If this video gave you a clearer picture of how the quant world actually works at the highest levels, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Would you rather build something that lasts decades inside one firm, or try to build your own book? The real edge in this industry isn't a single brilliant signal. It's the architecture that outlives the people who built it. I'll see you in the next one.